Tennessee signing day is finally here. Wake up and smell the greatness of Team 120. I'm Maddy Glab. I'll be your host. This is the Film Room, a segment where we're going to break down the X's and O's, a different concept each week. This week, we're talking about a fast offensive line. Tennessee made it official today, announcing the hire of Jeremy Pruitt as the new head coach of the Tennessee football team. Where is the perfect place for the ball to go when you're snapping?
The perfect
Where do you like to catch it at?
Is right here on the right hip.
Maddy Glab here with this week's Tennessee Take. Many wondering where the game will be played this weekend with Hurricane Irma in Florida. Head coach Butch Jones says the team will go through the week planning to play in Gainesville. How does it feel to be back in Knoxville, visiting as a now NFL quarterback on your bye week? With a rockin' house and a prepared Tennessee team, the game turned out as a statement win for Rick Barnes and his coaching staff. Instead of the top 5 plays, we're gonna look at the top 10 because the game was just too dang good. Number 10, Kevin Punter Jr. with the inbounds play. Robert Hubbs III comes flying into the paint. Number 9, Punter drives to the hoop, gets knocked down a little bit here, loses a shoe, and says, whatever, I'm just gonna keep playing, it's all good. So the 4-3, that's a base defense. You got your Mike, you got your Sam, you got your Will. Admiral Schofield got to spend 12 days in Vietnam this summer for a service and leadership trip with fellow student athletes as part of a Vol Leaders program, which is a year-long class where student athletes learn leadership and service skills and then get to test out those skills with a trip overseas. Admiral says it taught him a lot about having confidence in his leadership skills. He said, I learned leadership isn't for the best players or necessarily the oldest players. It's for the players who are the most consistent on and off the court. James, you have been transitioning into a new role this season at Howard. You are a scorer. Here you're in charge of getting the ball to other people. 10 assists on the night. How has that transition been? You got 2 back. I know you got a free safety, you got a strong safety. It's 5 under zone. You were a school janitor for part of your life.
Yeah.
How did you get that job? What was it like? The Tennessee basketball coaching staff uses film as a huge tool when it comes to teaching. Every game is filmed, but what fans might not know is that Coach Barnes likes every practice filmed too. We're going to talk to video coordinator Riley Davis about why this method works for Tennessee. Shed light to the process of going through an injury and just how tough it is mentally. I mean, taking yourself out of a game that you love to play. It's about 7:30 in the morning. Players from Team 121 are starting to file into Smokies for their first meal of the day. Coach Barnes is known for his tough practices, his tough love, but he's also known for his availability to his players. When he got hired on at Tennessee, he decided to ditch his regular office and set up in Pratt Pavilion, their practice facility. The players say when they come in pre-practice, he's always there, and it sets the standard for the players to be in the gym as much as they can. But more importantly, he wants to be with them every step of the way. He'll say, I'm raising these players to be better athletes, but I really want them to be better people when they graduate from Tennessee. Junior Mimi Jackson has started every game this season because of her defensive efforts. She leads the team going into this game with 12 steals, and Coach Warwick says she has loved Mimi's effort and focus and maturation so far this year. She says Mimi is capable of shutting down anybody's best player and that the team feeds off her energy on the court. She says she's the anchor on defense. Coach Sherry wants the guys to set screens on the perimeter, wants them to drive confidently to the basket. They only have 2 paint points right now. He wants them to move the ball and not hold on to it too long. Coach Warlick, no turnovers, 10 assists, 8 steals in the first half. What are you liking out of your team?
Well, I like the no turnovers, I promise you that.
What were some of those factors, though, that made you guys rethink it, decide, you know what, let's be here for one last year together? Let's go back to the beginning. How did Tennessee convince a Detroit kid to come south for football?
When you look at this still shot, what do you see?
I see the box is pretty stacked. I'm going to let it fly if I'm Dobbs.